As mentioned previously, we are trying to make progress on campus in raising awareness about the genocide in Darfur. Our hopes are that not only will the Cabrini community become educated about the genocide, but the word gets passed on to family members and friends as well. After investigating the potential humanitarian and political remedies, and through extensive interviewing, we were able to form our own opinion about the genocide in Darfur. Our interviews included members of the Catholic Relief Services, students, faculty, and members of the STAND organization. By writing a news article and editorial about the genocide, we were able to reach our target audience. Some other form of actions that have been and are being taken are send 300 as written letters, like I mentioned before, encouraging them to focus on the genocide in Darfur. After educating members of the Student Government Association, the sophomore class will be an active participant in the fight against genocide by fundraising and selling bracelets that support the fight against the genocide. Also, they plan or hope to carry on a STAND chapter at Cabrini. And like I mentioned before, our goal was to start with the younger class so that the STAND chapter would be carried out. In addition, a multimedia slideshow is still being produced based on our research and interviews in order to engage the interest of fellow students. As my sister and I leave Cabrini, we plan to continue playing an active role in raising awareness about the genocide in Darfur. Are there any questions about the issue?
Any questions for Elizabeth?
Yes.
Yeah. Actually, just to add on to what you were saying in regards to the sophomore class, I did shoot you an email earlier yesterday to discuss it, but we're going to be actually launching this week along with the Wolfton Center. They're doing a fair trade table down at Founders right in the front lobby area, and we're going to be alongside with them with pamphlets and everything. And we hope to kick off the bracelet fundraiser sometime next week. All funds made in that fundraiser will be going to the STAND to support their efforts. So I encourage everybody to get the word out and help us out so we can make a difference and get the awareness out. Because next year we're going to try to start with a subcommittee that will be an interest group through SGA on Darfur, and from there it will grow to a STAND chapter. We hope to.
Part of our Sun 300 class, as was mentioned, we're writing letters to our congressmen, women, and Dr. Zurich, I think he said it was only 200 letters per state or in the country.
Some senators have said 50 letters to them on a particular issue is enough to raise that issue in their consciousness.
Right, and I think the first step into eliminating this kind of issue that's going on is to first raise awareness on campus, and so that's what we're trying to do here. And we're just imploring all of you for help because we can't do it by ourselves.
In the Western war on North Islam, Sudan is actually a pretty big player for outside the Khartoum government. They provide a lot of intelligence and part of that for the most part. And we can only announce it publicly, they're not going to actually do anything about it. It's terrible. I mean, they're kind of overlooking this because of the good that Khartoum government does for us, no matter how brutal they are for their people.
I do agree it is horrible that they are overlooking the situation right now. I mean, it was declared a genocide in 2004. Yeah, what progress have we seen?
They're just talking about it.
Yeah, there's nothing being done. But hopefully that we do see something done through raising awareness. Yes.
I'm just curious, Liz?
Kat.
I'm
Yeah, that's
sorry.
okay.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I was going to get it right before you graduated. I don't have long, do I? Anyway, just as a future present and future journalist, how do you explain that 11 minutes
11 minutes
coverage? And
devastating.
as you know, a member of your profession and your generation, what do you think the answer is to getting wider publicity? I mean, Ashley pointed out the role that celebrities can have.
Right.
But what do you think the answer is?
I think more so being educated about the issue. There's so many people, like, first off, it's not being covered, but nobody really knows about it. So somehow learning about the issue, making sure it does receive that coverage. And I know that's what you're saying, it's hard to, get that coverage there, but no one really knows what's going on. So I guess just keep reading up and seeing what, keep following up with the issue that you started with. This project that I started, I want to continue on with. It's not something I want to leave, and I hope that as a journalist I can keep continuing raising awareness about issues such as this and anything going on in Africa.
Yeah, and just to tack on, just a general praise for you and the local staff who've really, this year there have been so many issues that have raised global issues to the campus as a whole, and that's just been terrific.
We can never do that without the faculty. They're the ones that educate us and inform us, so it's through them that we are able to get the awareness out about the different issues we've covered. Yes, Ashley?
I've heard a person about this over the summer. I went to a concert at, I think it was like WRCM, but like paid for the ticket and all the money went to actually Darfur, and they actually had artists there that you could bid on their art. I'm thinking we have people that can do that here.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's a great idea, having some sort of fundraiser.
yeah, because I mean, if people will come, and we just have to educate, like you said.
Exactly. Yes.
The media coverage of the situation in Darfur, the genocide in Darfur, I should say, how does it compare to media coverage of the Ethiopia-Eritrea previous battles there, or the battles in Somalia? Is there more or less coverage in your estimation?
That's a good question. I don't know if it's because I've been following up on this, and like I follow the same two reporters, because there's really not many people that cover it. But I've only read news briefs on what you're talking about. So I guess in a sense they do share some sort of equilibrium, but more or less I think this is very poorly covered by most media. So I'm not really sure how to answer that. I guess it depends on what you're.
Well, I think I was leaning somewhere like Charlie was last night.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I think that there is, it's a mixed company, Dr. McCormick. I feel like there's a weariness amongst the American public, and it's sad and it's inexcusable about issues in Africa, in particular issues that are going on in East Africa. And I commend, as Dr. Williams, I commend you and I commend the local staff and everyone who is really trying to get this awareness out. But I think there is a little bit of a weariness, but don't you let that deter you.
No. I agree. But that's what's great about this project. It's such a challenge, and it's something that's never going to end. Right. Something that you can keep working on, and hopefully, it only gets bigger and reaches more people. Right. Yes.
Well, to follow up on that, as an organizer of a movement, this is really the hat I'd like you to wear when you answer this. Do you take into account what else is going on campus? Do you try to launch this at a strategic moment? Or did you just say, I know enough about it, I'm going to do it now? Do you worry about there being competing interests going on? Or how do you approach trying to get this sort of movement started on campus?
I don't know. Maybe it's because it's an issue that I hold so importantly. But I think it is something that everybody should know about, and I don't really see anything not taking priority over it. But after educating students, I do think that is a priority. As far as timeliness goes, I wish I had learned more about it earlier so that I could start something on campus. I'm almost sad that I'm graduating right now, or something would have been started sooner, which is why we're trying to start with the sophomore class so that it can be continued. But I wish it did get to start sooner. But go ahead, Dr. Zerek.
Yep. Remember, she was one of the reporters who covered Elie Wiesel, and I think that planted a seed in her. And Elie Wiesel has been one of the strongest spokesmen on this topic.
I certainly look up to.
Any more questions? Thank you very much.